coming out. Let's make sure this backshot looks all right.
Good air.
Before we start with y'all, one question from Phil, who couldn't make it. We'll get him done first. Let me scroll. Yeah.
I like that. Phil gets the honorary.
Phil gets the honorary first question. And I'll put my phone away. First one, Phil's question is just about sub patterns on Saturday, specifically Ring coming out and then Adam coming in instead of Leo to go 5 in the back. So just looking for the rationale behind those two decisions.
Yeah, I think for Alex Ring, he's a player that's now continuing to get fit. He's played 50 minutes over the last 2.5 months, if we're thinking about games. So he's coming back in, and I thought he did a decent job for Adam instead of Leo. Again, I think they are a team that goes around the edges more than they go through the middle. So I think we handled. It's about wing progressions. It's about trying to get inline. So you need the freshness and the ability to deal with their wide players and this desire to get behind the line. So I thought our guys did a really good job with that. Service in the box, our guys handled quite well. Again, I don't look at too many opportunities that they created that caused any issues. Would have liked to get Leo in there, and it's challenging always as a sub to come in and get up to speed. But I thought the guys came in and did a decent job. I think Adam could have handled a couple of the situations a little better. Obviously, we had the ball at the end there that we probably could have done better and finished the game off in the right way before they were able to go the other end. But that was the thought behind it.
Take it away, y'all.
Coach, has any player stepped up as far as leadership during this kind of rough patch since the break and said this is not okay?
Yeah, I think all the players have. We've had discussions as a team. We look for that inside as well to have players use their voice, and some lead by action, some lead with a little bit more voice. And at the end of the day, when you get on the field, it has to take place out there as well. We train with intensity. We're not out here long because of the heat, but the games start to provoke decision making and action. So at that point, yes, there needs to be communication, but the players have to make and live in that space and make decisions that reflect what they think is best.
And Seattle, obviously, we saw what you guys did on the road with them earlier this season. You anticipate a similar style game when they come here to Q2?
Yeah, Seattle doesn't change. Their DNA is quite clear. They've historically been one of the best clubs in the league, and rightfully so. They do a good job with their roster and turnover. Schmetzer has been there for a long time, as have many other players. So with the ball, they're extremely possession-based, a lot of mobility. They are flexible in how they build up. They have some speed up top. Very clever attackers, and they're quite athletic and powerful in the back line. So we have to be mindful of those things, just as we were when we went to Seattle. We were really compact and made it difficult for them to break us down. You have to be opportunistic against teams like that. When you do get chances, you have to take them. I expect at home for us to generate more chances, but when we created chances in Seattle, as I said, it's very critical that you take those. And Giassi was able to get one, and Ethan was able to get one, and there were opportunities for others. But I think that's the recipe for us, just as we did against Dallas. It starts with the defending and obviously having the right discipline to carry out the plan.
Talking before about the health, that's ever important, but now when you get back on this 2 games a week grind, is that a bigger deal now that you got New England as well?
Yeah, I think having a full group helps immensely. I think would have liked to get Leo in that last game, but getting him into games and up to full speed will be helpful for the group. As I mentioned, Alex got 60 minutes. For him, that was the longest amount of time that he's had in the last 2.5 months. So continuing to build him into it. And Maxey was back in this week. So all in all, outside of Kalmanich, who's out for the season, everybody is available.
And then I remember last year the line that stuck with me is just got to get a cup of Q2. Is that kind of the same mentality of you just excited to get back home? You think that's what this club needs?
I think so. It's always nice to be at home. Our fans are fantastic, and the energy is always quite strong. So we utilize that emotion and plus our emotion and the need to have a good performance. We're at home, and we know how important and valuable winning at home is. And it's going to be very congested in our conference till the end. That's how it is at the end of the season. And if you're one of the lucky few that have separated from the group, fair enough, but for the others it's a grind, and that's what this league has always been about. So it's also an exciting part of the season when you're pushing and other teams got to push. You got to stay strong, you have to stay focused on what you're doing, and you have to execute.
But you glad to have this short week for guys to get back on the pitch and just get back after that thing.
Yeah. I think first, for the guys, obviously they were gutted. I think they felt and knew that we deserved more in that game, and it was a very strong performance from start to finish. So the quick turnaround does help that. We can get some fresh legs into the game, and obviously we want to start fast, which we typically do. But we have to be responsible and understand what the opponent can throw at us as well. But happy to be back at Q2, and obviously a win would go a long way for our guys.
It's difficult in not having Danny.
Always challenging. I mean, Pepe is a different type of 6 for us. He's about as mobile as they get. Makes it challenging for the opposition, but we have a few other things that we can do. We've had different structures. We can use different personnel. But he'll be a bit of a miss. But we have other players that can certainly fill in. Owen and Alex, and certainly Johan can play that role as well. And it's the players around that position that also have to make the job easy for whoever's in there.
Anything else?
Good.
All right,
Thanks, Coach.
You got it. Get him, Nikki.
Ready for you, Nikki. All right, y'all. As with Josh, go ahead and fire away. Whoever's got the first question can start us off.
Like how excited are you guys just to get back on the pitch with a quick turnaround after the tough loss for you guys this Saturday?
Yeah, the good thing is we got many games this week and another opportunity to get after it again. And regardless of that, our objective is still to go out and win. We're at home in front of our fans again, and a big opportunity to continue climbing the ladder in a close playoff race right now.
Coach was saying how much you guys, as an organization, kind of embrace player leadership in these moments of struggle, especially after Saturday. How much do you, as a leader, step up and say this is not okay, and just kind of try to lead the guys through a tough moment?
Yeah, the result on Saturday wasn't going to change what our objective on Wednesday was, regardless. It's unfortunate. It leaves a bitter taste in our mouth. We wanted to win. Thought we could get a win. We didn't. But we got on Wednesday. We're at home again in front of our fans, playing a good Seattle team. We've shown that we could do well against them. We beat them earlier this year, and that's our objective again, to go and put a good performance in, create chances, and keep going in the right direction.
I know you guys won against them, but what difficulties does Seattle pose?
Yeah, they're a good team. They have a lot of good players, obviously a lot of success, and they know how to win. They know how to compete, and we have that to worry about. And I just think we need to continue creating chances, continue taking chances to do it, and defend first and just make it hard for them. So.
Big week coming up. What kind of gives you confidence that you can get back on track after a tough moment Saturday?
Well, we know this group. We've had games where maybe the result didn't go the way we wanted before, and we've come back and rebounded really well. And I have every expectation that we'll do that again. It's a talented group. It's a hardworking group, and we showed that on the weekend too, and we're just going to do that again on Wednesday.
How important with the race being so tight? How important is it to come up with a win instead of tie?
In my opinion, it's the best time of year, especially when it's tight, man. If you're in the fight, that's where you want to be, and these are the games that you play for, right? It's exciting, and obviously it's extremely important to go out and get 3 points.
Anything else, y'all? Cool. Thanks, Nick, for joining us. Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Thanks, Spencer.
Got you. My man.